Hello and welcome to the cryptocurrency news channel. Bitcoin is down, but this isn't really a dump. It's another retrace. Just like last time I said it wasn't a dump, and it really wasn't. Yes, it retraced maybe like 20% back to like 16,000, but it popped back up after like 2 or 3 days. Is there an opportunity to actually make more Bitcoin or make more money here? Sure, there is an opportunity to make more money or make more Bitcoin here. Basically, like if you believe it's going to retrace back to 1600, which is a very hard tell whether it's or not, you would sell your Bitcoin here and then retrace when it hits your target. Now, if you want to do some playing, but you don't want to risk everything, just sell part. I would say like 30%. That way you still have like 70%, even if it continues to go up. I do think there is a chance that we fall to 16,000 or further. And that is because of a piece of news I did earlier on the stream, where basically there's a date, December 15th, for the MT Gox kind of distribution. There might be 150,000 Bitcoins coming onto the market, and that will temporarily drop the price. How much? I'm not really sure. But you have to remember, like Grayscale, MicroStrategy, and all these big institutions are actually buying right now. So even if there's as much as 150,000 Bitcoins coming out of the open market and that will flood the supply for a while, they will get bought up pretty fast. I think at worst, you're seeing maybe like 2-3 weeks, maybe a month at the most before we attempt 20,000 again. And I think it'll actually be before that. So essentially, this is the third time we've gotten rejected at in the 19,000s era. We like the first time we went back to like 18, 17,000. The second time we went back to 16,000. So I would say like 16,000 is probably a minimum right now, maybe 15 at worst. Could be wrong about that, but I would say like 15,000 is a minimum at worst. And that kind of should be your buy-in region or somewhere above that if you're playing the trading game. Now, I'm not really even sure if it'll fall any more at all. You should actually pay attention to XRP at this time because if this retrace lasts a couple of days, it will actually, the XRP airdrop will actually happen. And then that retrace, I believe, for XRP will piggyback onto this one. And you might see some pretty big XRP drops, maybe to like, 45 cents or something. I personally think like it would bleed out anyways after the airdrop anyways, but that's just something that you want to look out for. If we're still in the middle of a retrace and then we get hit extra hard with the airdrop retrace, just like, the airdrop pump basically piggyback on top of the Bitcoin pump, you'll get a fairly large retrace back. Now, alts are going to suffer more than Bitcoin does in this retrace. They're going to lose Satoshi value at all as well. So if you trade back and forth, if you basically swing trade alts, there is a big chance of making a lot more money with alts. So like I think we'll have like probably one or two more of these retraces before Bitcoin finally breaks 20,000. But I do think Bitcoin will actually break 20,000 by the end of February, if not by the end of this month. So like this retrace might last like most of this, like maybe another week or two. And then if we have the MT Gox thing, it could possibly dump maybe to 15,000. But after that, it could go back up. Actually, like if there was a sudden incoming of 150,000 Bitcoins on the market, it could dump a lot, much lower than that. But that'll be very fast, and you'll only have a few hours to really take advantage of that if that actually does happen. So no, this isn't a dump. This is just another retrace, and we've seen like 2 or 3 of these. Like this is the third time this has happened. I predicted it'll probably happen like maybe 2, maybe 3 more times before we break 20,000. But each time, like that resistance at 20,000 will get weaker and weaker, and eventually we will break through. And once we're at like 21, 22,000, that's when everything will actually start to go up, or at least that's what I think. When I think all the other coins are starting to go up. When we actually get to that point, you also really want to keep an eye on DeFi because DeFi did kind of like lose kind of its steam. But when Bitcoin really pumps, people are going to be looking at DeFi for ROI again. So I think a lot of the DeFi coins are going to pump really hard when Bitcoin breaks 20,000. Of course, all our projects like Cardano, XRP, LTC, or like VeChain, all those others, I think they'll pump really hard as well. And especially something like ICX, if Korean Upbit decides to pump it, it'll pump hard as well. So there's a lot of things to actually look forward to right now. But BTC dropping like 4% is not really much of a dump. It's really nothing to be afraid of because we've seen this happen twice before, and this is just really the third time it's happened. And we will consolidate, hopefully above 17,000 this time, and try for 20,000 again. And eventually we will actually break it. But there is an opportunity to gain more in swing trading. And if you're one of those guys that are buying the dip, this is a pretty good time. I would definitely DCA in right now if I was going to buy the dip. you know, like buy every time Bitcoin retraces 500 or retraces $1,000, and just keep doing that, because I think that's a generally overall winning strategy before this next bull run happens, which I think will actually happen next year. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.